you have like your accolades speak for themselves, man. Like not a lot of people could say they accomplished what you accomplished, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's even more to accomplish moving forward. And when I see the way that your brain switches, dog, I'm like, man, this guy's in the zone right now. He eating. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just tell when you actually freestyle and not just saying written shit.
Yeah, well, I never do that shit anyway. Nobody ever believed it, but like I was saying, like, you know, if it's a battle and you good enough, I might go to my writtens. But other than that, ain't nobody never heard them. So I kind of don't. I get a rep for like not being a writer. So it's like I just go in with the freestyle and go crazy. But like I got a real Fort Knox like data bank of shit that I did right, and my goal is never to really repeat the thoughts and shit. But yeah, you can tell as a freestyler when you really zoning. When you zoning and you're not just, you know, you're not making sidewalk rhyme with my chalk and you doing some crazy shit. Like when you really doing some crazy, you can it's amazing and you could tell. So I'm glad that I overcame the hurdle where people were like, okay, rap about the girl in the red dress, the dude with HIV, and the two leopards over there. Juice, you can do this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like topics be so weak and shit. Like I'm like, nah, man, let me ride out. So yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but it's real as fuck. You know what I mean?
Facts. And you said you're not known for your pen. Is that what I'm hearing that? But I know that you've had released albums. You have albums that you've released. You know what I'm saying? You've been working on.
You know, the legendary Traxter, one of the greatest producers ever, happens to be from Chicago, but he's not like a great Chicago producer. He one of the greatest producers ever. And he did this album that dropped at midnight last night called Chicago. And I'm on the album. And I remember one of the comments when I was like kind of helping him promote. Somebody was like, yo, like, he was like, Juice ain't never made a hit. It really must suck to beat Eminem and have your career go nowhere. And in fact, Rhymefest is better to me. And so I just responded like, hey, you know, thank you for your comment. And I appreciate it. I'm like, Traxter asked for, and he was like, I hope you gave him some of that touch so he could write a hit. So I responded like, hey, Traxter asked for a hip hop song, bro. That's what I gave him. I'm like, as far as like MCs being dope, that's a matter of opinion, and I truly respect yours. I'm like, the best juice is yet to come. Just keep listening. And I put some headphones, and then I was like, pretty soon the whole world, and I put a globe. I'm like, the whole world will know who everybody really is.
Facts.
I mean,
you a humble dude,
I'm just,
man. You a humble
dude. I'm not even in a place where I give a fuck what somebody thinks, but like, the post was about the album, but he went straight at me, and it's like, you really don't know what I do on a day-to-day basis, and I don't know how you think my career didn't go anywhere. And if you like Rhymefest, that's cool, but you know, he called me Mr. Miyagi, so you like my student.
Facts, man.
That's right.
I'm saying,
you know what I'm saying?
But I didn't say that in the joint because I'm not arrogant like that. But I'm saying if I was to make it a battle thing, I would have been like, but people have their opinions, you know, whatever it is. But like, yeah, I'm legit.
For people that you don't even know, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like your influence, it reached out to lots, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember I was watching the rap Olympics and things like that, and I was just like, yo, who the fuck is this dude, man? And it just intrigued me, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite parts was when he was kind of floppy the first round, you know what I'm saying?
I felt like my whole manhood was just completely stripped of me.
You came from the windy city because you about to get blown away. Juice stands for jump in the motherfucking circle and get motherfucking injured. When I attack like a ninja, when I you like a cringer. That ain't spelled right. When I rock this.
And then you flipped it on him, and you're like, since you're worse, you couldn't have beat me on your best day. Look through your white shirt, and I see through it like an X-ray.
I beat this nigga one day, I fuck you on the next day. I see your white shirt, and I see through you like an X-ray. Matter of fact, brother, you need a little practice. Who the fuck died and left you had a rap practice?
I'm like, yo, this nigga's nasty, bro. I was
yeah,
like,
well, that's when I knew he had went. I had said this before, but that's when I knew he had went to the writtens.
You try to act loud when I'm Slim Shady. Remember you up like an M80. Brain dead like Tim Brady. Motherfucker, you little like that Q-Lady. You never stepped to this motherfucking shit that I do. My shit lingers. You couldn't make this crowd throw up their hands if they swallowed their fingers.
Slim shady. Brain dead like Jim Brady. I'm a M80. You little like that Kim lady. You couldn't make the fans throw up their hands if they swallow their fingers.
And I always was like, well, I have an arsenal of shit if he's that good. And he was great. I'm just saying, if I feel threatened by that and we're breaking the rules, then I'll just go to my writtens and we'll see what happens. But I was able to glean some things from the scene and incorporate them so people knew what it was. And half the stuff I was saying, I knew it wouldn't be noticed till later, but it was the difference between, the winning and losing for me. It was like Bird and Magic. Anybody could have won that day, and it just ended up being me. Somebody actually asked me, like, in another joint, like, could I beat him? And I was like, yeah, I have bro looking like Kiev. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not trying to diss him. I'm like, don't worry about his feelings. His $700 million feelings do not give a fuck.
I think what for me, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk about that battle just because we're on the subject. What blew my mind is what you did with the word Budweiser, bro.
This nigga back to nowhere. You got a Budweiser beer, but I'm about to switch, bitch. You do whatever I say every rip.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was nuts. It's like, bitch, you do whatever I say every rip. I was like, God damn. And you knew that happened on the spot. So you know that that's a freestyle. Like, that's skill right there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It was a lucky line. I was trying to figure out what he was drinking and why he was so nonchalant. And I wanted to address it because I was like, damn, I'm not really affecting him. I'm like, what can I say to change? Because the crowd didn't really get it. You didn't really get it till you saw it in hindsight, but he got it because he's so dope. He was like, oh my God, you made that right then. And that's the moment where I was like, hopefully I have an advantage right now. I wasn't sure, but I was hoping like, right now I should have an advantage because that was sick. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that shit was dope. I was like, yo.
And the Eminem two of you thing.
But see, I'll take a few of you. Why you call yourself Eminem like there's two of you? I only see one of you. I ain't scared of none of you. You seeking double vision, but I'm standing right in front of you.
Yeah, two of you. There's not one of you. I ain't afraid of none of you.
Yeah.
Man, look, it's simple, right? It's simple, but it was effective. Like, I don't try to go over the top with lyricism. I have a verse where I be like, I'm no longer selling birds, but sicker than that flu. Boy, you can't hinder the skin of a tattoo. To all my real niggas who spit it and stand true. This rap life, I get it. For digits, I can't lose. Change channels like the British. I did it for snafu. I'm snacking, boy, you little as vittles of cat food. I give it to you solo or give it to that crew. You dudes too little to fiddle with that dude. Like, I have writtens. So,
man,
I was just like, yeah, it was historic and legendary, and I'm not really on the ego side. Like, people were like, you turned down deals. I'm like, yeah, because I don't have the ego you thought I had. My lyrics have an ego, but when I'm not with my lyrics, when I put them away, I'm just regular Terry. You know what I mean? But my lyrics be tripping.
Rebel top, rebel top, rebel top. Ooh, better watch out when the middle cock. In the hear the sound of the hammer drop. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Hey, rebel top, rebel top, rebel top. Ooh, till we at the top, we gon' never stop. Still making your head go lean rock. Go bop, 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 bop.
Now, I'm sure you hear a lot about all this stuff, bro. I'm sure that you do. But I've never had this conversation. You know what I'm saying? So
it don't get old, so don't trip. I'm not trying to be like, bro, I work at fucking Walgreens now and no one cares. I got a discount code. Y'all not asking about that? Like, what the fuck wrong with y'all? Like, no, we cool. We can talk about whatever.
I can get on some Nardwuar shit if you want, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But no.
Is this your ex-girlfriend?
Was this the haircut you had in freshman year of high school?
Nardwuar. Shout out Nardwuar.
Shout out to
Big shout out.
Real shit. We need to get Nardwuar up in here.